So this video is literally going to be about nothing, in that I'm not going to necessarily provide any answers or guidance or tips or solutions, but really kind of do the opposite and just ask questions and perhaps shine a different light upon really common experiences that we all have. Because our nature as a human being is to crave and seek and desire control, solidity, and some idea of permanence. Yet we often look for these things in the wrong places, meaning not necessarily right or wrong in a moralistic sense, but more so right or wrong in the sense of places where it's just not physically possible. It's kind of like going up to a river, a huge river that's always moving and being upset because it's moving and we want it to be still. Well, probably not the right place for that. So the first area we might want to look at would be the mind, because we all have things that we think about and maybe we shouldn't think about, or they're negative, or they upset us. We feel different things that we don't think we should feel, and we get upset about that. So one thing we can ask is, well, how seriously can we take that? How much could we attach to that experience when we know pretty much for a fact that within seconds or minutes or even an hour or some sure kind of short period of time that that thing will be replaced by another thing, and then another thing, and then another thing, and then another thing. Meaning we might be really upset about something today and think, oh, it's just the worst thing ever. And then tomorrow or next week or next month, we won't even remember it, it won't even register, and it'll just kind of be gone. And if we wanted to take it deeper, we can see where this is where a lot of psychological imbalance comes from, and or dis-ease, where we have this thing that happens to us or something that we do, and we somehow fixate or become stuck in that moment in time on that thing, and then that creates a sense of dis-ease or a real lack of ease because we're kind of in conflict with the nature of reality itself, to put it very very concisely. So that the same principle applies to perhaps even success and or progress. These are things that we're all taught that are extremely important, things that we all must have and we must do. But even taken in the same light, we can see that, well, how is progress really progress if we take the thing that we're doing, whatever it is, and realize that the spectrum of expression within that is inherently infinite. So, for example, we might have a practice and say, oh, well, I just developed consciousness in this part of my body where I didn't have it before. It's like, all right, congratulations, only 350 or 60 things more to go. Good job. And then after that, there's deeper levels of every one of those things in different directions and angles and frequencies and all different ways in which it can go, which to our conscious mind is inherently infinite. So how is it necessarily really progress? And it's not to say that it isn't progress, that it doesn't feel good, that it isn't fun. The issue is attaching to it, becoming stuck on it, becoming fixed on it. And this actually defines the vast majority of human experiences, because maybe we achieve something, or not necessarily we achieve it, but something happens to us, and then we fixate on that. And for the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, 100 years, we're just regurgitating that story. We're just stuck on that thing. Or we achieved something 5 years ago and we're still beating that drum. Well, what about every other day, every other moment that has equal, if not greater, opportunities for other transformations or experiences, or however we want to call it? And even then, we can look at the idea of success. And this is a big one, because the major program that most humans are running is this idea that something is ever going to be finished, that something is ever going to be done. And there's going to be this time and this place when we're going to get the thing. We're not really sure what the thing is. We haven't actually really defined what the thing is, but damn it, we're going to work hard enough and eventually we're just going to get it. And the reason why I've picked these three things is because these are fairly major human motivators, human drivers, and ways in which human lives are defined. They're massive ways in which we are conditioned at the root core of what we think it means to be a human and what we think it means to be a human being on this planet at this point in time. Whether it's religion, whether it's business, whether it is relationships, whether it is spiritual development or personal development, or using quotes on things where you don't really need to use quotes on them, or I mean, you name it, it's going to be pretty much a similar program because it's all inherently the same thing, because it's all inherently the human nervous system, and all these things which we think are different are actually not, they're actually the same. All these things in which we think we're going to find permanence and solidity, we often don't, which is why kind of the way things are the way they are, because if they weren't, then they wouldn't be, if that makes sense. And it's kind of like saying things are easy when they are and hard when they aren't. Well, easy to who and when and where and why, hard to who and when and where and why. Things that might be easy to me right now might not have been easy in the past, might not be easy in the future, vice versa, all around. So in these ways, we could take this conversation for a really long time, but really just wanted to give 3 examples and take the same principle, apply it in different ways, ask different questions, and perhaps come away with a different perspective. Or at least be slightly annoyed or perturbed, or at least maybe you're just bored the whole time and you're wondering, what the hell is he talking about? Why did I just watch this video? Good question. Maybe something to think about. Either way, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully you've enjoyed the view of me sitting on the floor with the couch behind me, filming it on the MacBook Pro little camera. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon.